I am a huge Halo fan, and I own every Halo game from Combat Evolved to Halo 4. I play Halo 4 a lot and got to thinking about how much I miss the custom games on Halo 3. So I took out my Halo 3 disc and popped it into my 360. I've had my Halo 3 game since it came out and I played it a lot. The game started up and I seen my gold and blue elite. I decided to make a map on Sandtrap. I started up Sandtrap and turned into Oracle mode and started flying around the map trying to make an infection map. I started around the map when I heard a weird noise coming from behind me, right in front of a cross phantom ship. I turned back into player mode and walked over to see if I could hear it any better. The noise was the sound of a Spartan laser charging. It was extended to where it was high pitched, like 2 seconds away from blasting. It kept going and there was no Spartan laser anywhere. I was the only one in the game, considering I had put it on invite only. At the start of the game, and none of my friends were playing Halo 3. I thought it was just some glitch and forgot about it. I was walking through the map, just screwing around, placing warhogs, flipping the elephant to see the secret message. I walked along and eventually went back to the phantom area. And the noise was still going. Once again, I ignored it. I started walking down between the two buildings in the center of the map, when what seems like a Spartan laser shot right next to my head and ended up hitting a hill on the opposite side. Holy shit, I yelled, as I turned around to see who was screwing with me. But there was nobody, and the laser had come from right behind me, where the phantom was. That's weird, I said as I walked over towards the grass phantom. I plugged in my mic. Alright, really funny assholes. I'm trying to make a map here. Don't fucking screw it up. Silence. All there was silence. Nothing but the wind blowing through our sand trap. I ignored it once again and took the next few minutes to make another infection map. I was well into the game for about maybe 15 minutes when the phone started to ring. Hello? It was my mom. She called to tell me that she was working late tonight, so she wouldn't get home till about 11. I told her that it was alright and that I would call her when my little brother got home from school. I told her bye and I headed back to my room to continue my map. When I got back, everything was gone. I was pissed. 20 minutes into this map and everything was gone. The spawn points, the vehicles, the weapons, and even the damn elephants were gone too. I was angry and I took another 15 minutes to put everything back until I seen something. My phones were stuck, but that wasn't the creepy part. The creepy part was, my phones were 666. It wouldn't change. No matter how much I sat down stuff and deleted them, the phones would not change. What the hell? Is Bungie screwing with me? That's what I thought at first. Little did I know, I was very mistaken. As I stopped to think about what was going on, in the corner of my screen, I seen a black blur run across the map on the opposite side of the two main structures. I mean, this thing was quick, in and out of my view for about maybe 2 seconds. I looked over and slowly walked down into dark structure to my right to maybe cut off whoever this little troll thought he was. I walked in and the doors to the outside on the other side had been blocked. I tried the way I came in, but that was blocked too. I used Oracle mode to push or delete the objects in the path, but nothing happened. I looked to the ground and threw my grenades at the ground to kill myself. I was successful and spawned outside the building. I walked around a corner to see what was blocking it. It wasn't an object. Really, I had no idea what it was. It looked like a big black mass blocking the door. I shot at it and it moved. It waved back and forth like shimmers of water when a rock was thrown into a pond. I shook after each bullet. What the hell is this? I hit the melee button, and when I made contact, my weapon had vanished. Like it just vaporized in this thing. When that happened, I jumped back. I'd seen something moving within it. I moved forward, looking at it. Suddenly a face popped out and stuck to my screen with a loud scream. The scream ended, but the face didn't go away. It stayed there. But that face. It had pitch black eyes with yellow pupils, with what seemed to be a black liquid coming out of its eyes. The mouth was wide and opening to a bowling ball-sized hole, with shark-like teeth, with what appeared to be blood-stained. The face was round and rotten flesh-colored brown. I freaked out and turned off the Xbox. After an hour or so, I turned it back on. This time, going to theater mode, I opened up my recent games and opened the video. I watched it and to my surprise, there was nothing. No black substance, no face. The only thing that I did see was a Spartan laser that nearly took my elite's head off. I fast forwarded to the part where the face had popped up, like earlier. It wasn't there, but my elite was acting weird. It started doing animation and campaign when a flood parasite was trying to get into its chest. It swung its arm rapidly. It seemed to try to get something off of it. And then it screamed, "No! No! No! Get it out of me! It's in my head!" Then it fell to the ground with its hand in the air. Then it lowered to the ground with a thump into the sand. The only thing I could hear was the sound of wind and sand trap. After that, I flew around the map in spectator mode to see if I could find anything else out of line. I did, and it made my blood run cold. There, over the Guardians, was everything I had placed before that went missing, right in front of one of the towers that surrounded the map. I decided to put this on HaloWaypoint.com. 2 days after it was uploaded, it was deleted. I got a message in every inbox I had. Xbox, Facebook, YouTube, Halo Waypoint, and my email. They all read the same thing. It said, "Death is my salvation. I wanted to be a part." The sender of his email was named the same name, Blackout. A picture was added to my message in my inbox from my email. It was a picture of my elite. It was a limbless corpse, lying in a pool of purple blood for Black Spartan wearing CQB armor. But the weirdest thing was that this Spartan only had one arm. And the place where the arm was supposed to be was a see-through hole to where I could see the back of Sandtrap through the hole. I zoomed on the picture and seeing that a part of a helmet had holes in its visor, and a black eye with a yellow pupil. I soon heard a rumor that Bungie had used models of random Spartans to test colors and graphics of Sandtrap. They made a black one, but Bungie said black was not to be used in multiplayer, only on special game modes. So they deleted the model of a black Spartan. The rumor said that it was found by someone who sneaked into Bungie headquarters and decided to take it and use it as a bot. The file was corrupted, but the guy put it on the disk anyways and took it home. The guy put it on Sandtrap and then gave it an AI to act like the bots in campaign. Something happened to the guy and he was never seen again. His home was empty. Everything was gone except a note that said, "Death was his salvation. He wanted to be a part, so he made me suffer, just as he did. Forgotten in darkness, and never to see light again." The Spartan was a hacked model that a guy took, gave an AI, but it didn't work. Blackout is the name of his thing that is haunting Sandtrap. He is not gone. I don't think he ever will leave. The guy who took the model uploaded it into the script of Sandtrap. It will never be deleted. Have you ever felt uncomfortable doing something you love? Every time I go into Sandtrap, I can feel it watching me. I wouldn't stand for it anymore. I've seen it. That black Spartan just appeared in front of me, walking closer toward me at a slow pace. It looked as if I was nothing more than another one of its victims. No, I wasn't going to stand for this. I turned around and jumped into a warthog that was right behind me, and I floored it, going as fast as I could, making my elite drive towards the abomination that was now haunting me. I was 5 feet from when I hit it. As I did, it began to lag heavily. I couldn't even move, that it was so bad. Somehow, I was able to turn around to see that I was still just standing there. But it was floating. It was all twisted. My arms and legs were bent out of shape. And it just sat there floating in midair. After 15 seconds of doing nothing but staring at it, I realized I couldn't move. I tried to walk, but my elite wouldn't even move his legs. My camera froze, but the game didn't because I could still hear the wind. Plus the Spartan was still floating and moving. Suddenly, it moved its head toward me with a loud crack as it popped its neck back into place. The limbs were slowly cracking back together. Suddenly, in a flash, the thing fell on the ground and started to spiral crawl its way towards me, as fast as it could. I tried shooting at it, and it just kept dodging left and right, my assault rifle flashing as I held in the trigger, and this thing kept dodging it. I got 10 feet in front of me when it leaped at me. I hit the melee button as hard and as fast as I could press it. I punched it in the helmet, and it still pounced on me, but that hit knocked the helmet off. There it was, face and all. Looking at my camera, I got a full view of this thing. Black eyes, yellow pupils, a mouth that was shaped into an evil grin with sharp teeth. His flesh was rotted and missing pieces from his cheek and jaw. The graphics on his thing was out of actual Halo graphics. It looked as if you could touch its teeth and feel its decaying flesh. It lifted its head towards the sky and then back down to me. I could still move my camera also, and I looked to my left and right to see its hands hold me to the ground. I looked back at it. It opened its mouth wide and lunged at my screen. My screen was covered in black and purple checkered screen for about 10 seconds. Then it went to black. Then there was a text that popped on the screen in a red color. It said, "You probably shouldn't have done that." My screen flashed with pictures of butchered corpses and mangled faces. Some were people that were gutted. Some had eyes ripped straight from their sockets. Shocked, I quickly turned off my system and laid in bed. Wondering what just happened. I tried to get some sleep that night. I wondered if I could ever play Halo 3 ever again. Somehow, I was able to actually put the game in the next morning. I wanted answers, and I was going to get them. I decided I wasn't going in alone, so I asked a friend, Chris, to come with me. He said he would, and we made a party. When we started, my elite and his Spartan spawned in the map, same way as I left it as before. "So," he said, "what exactly did you bring me in here in the first place for?" I tried to come up with a reasonable answer without sounding crazy. "I just want to see if this, glitch works. If it does, I need your help to get rid of it." He went along with it, luckily. He went up on the highest hill in Sandtrap and waited for something to happen. "Dude, we've been here standing here for maybe 5 minutes doing nothing but watching the map. What the hell are we looking for?" His sentence shut off. I looked over at his Spartan to see that he was looking off at something in the distance. "Did you invite someone to your game?" he asked. I made my elite shake his head. Then I looked where he was. Sure enough, there was a black Spartan standing on the other side of a map, just looking straight at us. We both went to game chat. "Hey, who are you?" my friend called out. "This is what I wanted to show you. This guy has been in all of my games since the past 3 weeks. He won't leave me alone. But a lot of weird shit has been happening. I fear he might be a hacker of some sort." I lied to my friend. If I told him the truth, he probably would have left me here or something in a second. My screen was covered in static. Chris started screaming, and I just seen his Spartan fell to the ground next to me. I couldn't hear him anymore, and his body just laid there. He didn't leave the game, but I could no longer hear him. I tried to look over and find the Spartan, but he was gone. I decided to get out of the game and called my friend to ask what happened. His mom answered the phone, crying. I asked where Chris was, and there was a silence for about maybe 10 seconds. And she replied, "Hospital." I didn't reply. I sat there. "He had a heart attack. They told us he won't make it." I apologized to her and said goodbye. I sat there and thought of what that thing could have done to him for such a thing to happen. I turned ghost white and began to sweat. To break me out of the confusion and fear, the phone rang. I went out of the room and answered. "Hello?" I said. I heard breathing for maybe 30 seconds, then a voice. "Death is my salvation. I wanted to be a part." The voice sounded as it had multiple tones behind one, deeper than the other. "What the hell do you want from me?" I asked. "To be a part," it said. I then heard the same scream that Chris did, just before he had the heart attack. At this time, I was alone in the house. I tried to find the courage to say something else, but I couldn't swallow the fear. The power then went out. Pitch black in my house, and it was 12 in the morning. What the hell? Why is it so dark? I looked out my window and seen something back. I couldn't even see where I was anymore. I opened the back door to try to go outside, but when I did, there in my door was a black mass that fit the door frame perfectly. No, this can't be right. This can't be. This is a dream. Nothing but a dream. I sat on the ground, holding my head, engulfed in fear. Out of the corner of my eye, I seen a flickering light coming from my room. I stopped and looked at it. I started to hear creaking coming from my room, and then seen a black hand come out from my room on the floor. It's him. Blackout came for me, just like he did Chris. He came out Sparta crawling just as I seen him in the game. Spartan body, but a cane face and black eyes. He slowly crawled over to me, snapping of bones every time he moved. I kept backing up until I hit a dead end. As I got on my face, it was upside down. Then he twisted his head around till it was right side up. You could hear the spinal cord snapping as his head twisted. He twisted his mouth into a painfully wide grin. I said, What do you want? He never blinked. Not once. He just stood there staring into my eyes. Mine staring at his. My salvation. My part in this world. He said slowly. He opened his mouth and lunged at me. I flinched and stopped, opening my eyes. In the darkness, I seen two yellow dots slowly creeping back into my room, but still facing me. I heard an insane laughter coming from that direction. Death is my salvation. I can never die. After the next 30 minutes of sitting there, I fell asleep on the floor. My mom came into the door, walking from my sleep, and asking why was I so pale. I slowly looked up at her and said, Death is his salvation. He wanted to be a part, so he made me suffer just as he did. Trapped in darkness, never to see the light again.